Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back! Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Peace! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2021, the album, Dad F. Rock on, Gold Dust Woman. Peace! Hi. How are you guys doing today? Happy Tuesday. Oh, let's get into this video. I have so much to talk about today. I think I'm the last one to talk about this. I've seen that everybody else has made videos about this. I have watched most of the videos talking about the fact that Trisha Paytas has apparently forgiven Shane Dawson after all of the things that Trisha has said about Shane Dawson in the last year. Oh my God, I can't believe it. So I'm going to talk about that. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, shamalang, dang, ding-dong, ding. How's the drama phone? This is Peter speaking. Oh, hi, Jane. How are you? What? No, I'm just sitting here watching the plethora of drama videos about Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas, yeah, always in drama. Even when they say they don't want to be in drama, they're in drama. I know, what? Plethora, plethora. It was on my crossword puzzle, Jane. I know, tonight's the Women's League. I'm so excited. What? Well, I thought that we could talk about the redemption arc that people are trying to give to Shane Dawson. Redemption arc, Well, no, 2020, the word was narrative, and now in 2021, the word that we're using is redemption arc. I like it too. It has a nice kind of spin to it, doesn't it? Unfortunately, it's not going to work, but I know. Okay. Well, we'll talk about that tonight, Jane. I love you too. I love you three. Hey, Jane, guess what? 6 is afraid of 7. Anyway, so Jane and Vivian are going to talk about Shane Dawson's redemption arc tonight at the Women's League, and are also going to be talking about Trisha Paytas forgiving Shane Dawson. Did you guys hear about this? Okay. So let's do a little history lesson real quick, okay? The history lesson goes like this. I just have to tell you, okay? I have been watching all of these drama videos today from even channels of people that I wasn't even aware that they existed, okay? And these videos today, these drama commentary, they are so highly edited, and I'm like, oh my Lord, I just sit in a chair and I just talk, and is that what you have to do? I mean, like, I'm the old school of Johnny Carson and stuff, okay? I don't even know how to find the clips to include in a video. I mean, I guess I could act them out for you and stuff, you know, like, instead of like actually showing, like, you know how like in YouTube videos they like insert like a clip of like Whitney Houston going, what receipts? Instead, I could like act it out for you and I could go, receipts, what receipts? And instead of like all of the little clips in the videos, I could just act them out. You know what I mean? Like that. Wouldn't that be real fun? Instead of putting all the clips in there, I could just act them out. Because I don't know how to put them in there because I don't edit in my videos. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I today was watching all of these videos about Trisha Paytas coming out in a, a live stream that they did for their members only on their YouTube channel. And apparently, well, I saw the clip. In the clip here, I'm gonna act it out for you, okay? I think that everybody deserves second, third, and see, that's Trisha Paytas. It's like, I'm imitating Trisha Paytas because I don't have the clip in my video. I think everybody deserves second, third, and fourth chances, and now that Shane Dawson's coming back, and I'm super afraid that he's going to get real popular again, and that's going to negatively affect my career, so I have to ride the wave of popularity. So that's why I'm forgiving Shane Dawson. That's basically the Trisha Paytas clip. Anyway, no, that's not what they say, but that's kind of what they say, but not really. So anyway, I'm so worn out with all of this. I can't, keep it straight anymore. So this is what happened, okay? Apparently, back in the day, Trisha Paytas and Jeffree Star had a falling out. Now, y'all, we know about that now, right? Because Jeffree Star said such horrific things to Trisha Paytas, behind Trisha Paytas' back, and to Trisha Paytas on this Las Vegas trip, okay? And then later, Jeffree Star's wig guy, Hair by Jay, he said in a live stream all these really horrific things about Trisha Paytas, and it was not nice. It was very cruel, okay? And so then Jeffree Star, he was like, hey now, Well, I don't even know who that person is. I don't claim him, even though he's done 400 of my wigs. And I was on a plane. I didn't know all this was happening today, right? But hey, we're not going to make what we're not going to do is make Jeffree Star the drama of 2021. Okay, so then when Jeffree Star realized that, because this was when Trisha Paytas was real popular, you know, because Trisha was on the H3 podcast, and everybody loved Trisha at that time, and Trisha had been given this redemption arc. I guess the redemption arc is kind of like that thing on Survivor that, you know, like if you win that episode of Survivor, you get to keep with you for the week, you know what I'm talking about? And like, okay, I guess that's like only one person at a time. Could somebody explain this to me? I'm very confused, okay? Is it that only one person at a time can hold the redemption arc on YouTube? Is that what it is? Is it kind of like that? Like what's that book? Mockingjays, the last one. What's the Hunger Games? Hey, listen, now everybody's talking about what's that show on Netflix? I haven't watched it yet, Squid Games. But anyway, is it kind of like that? Is a redemption arc like whoever's got it that week, they hold the trophy and nobody else can have it? Okay, so that was at the point that Trisha Paytas had been handed the redemption arc, okay? Trisha Paytas had gone on the H3 podcast doing frenemies, and Trisha was holding the redemption arc trophy. You know, they were holding it like this, like, look at me, look at me, look at me, Gabby Hanna's crazy, everybody's crazy, Shane Dawson's crazy, but I'm not, okay? Well, that was short-lived, so, woo, we know that. Trisha had a hard time holding on to that redemption arc. So anyway, but during all of that, Jeffree Star knew that it was going to hurt his career if he didn't come out and address this thing with Hair by Jay. But he didn't want to fire Hair by Jay, because what do you do when you have somebody that just makes the finest wigs for you in the entire world? You couldn't possibly go find somebody else that does wigs for you. You have to... It's hard to live in Jeffree Star's world. See, and this is where, like, up in Hogwarts, that's where he lives, up in Hogwarts, you know. It's hard when you have that Jeffree Star wand, and you're like, okay, let me cast a spell today on this, the 12th day, a Tuesday. Oh my Lord, I rhymed that and everything. So in Jeffree Star's world, he's like, okay, I need to come up with this spell, and this spell is going to be like this, all right? I'm going to make it appear like I fired Hair by Jay, because that's what everybody wants me to do. And that's the popular thing, is to hold him accountable. But I'm not really big into this holding accountable thing, so I don't really care if I hold anybody accountable, let alone myself. So I just want the world to make it seem that I held him accountable. And really, people only hold on to the truth about Jeffree Star for about a week anyway, so I've only got to kind of like carry this charade out for like a week, right? And act like I fired him. So I got to put something out. What can I put out that I don't say his name, but everybody will think I'm talking about him, and then I can come back 2 weeks later and take a picture with him, and it'll piss the whole universe. Oh, 25 cents for the swear jar. And it'll upset everybody, but they won't really care because they'll have forgotten what happened before, right? So that's what Jeffree Star did. And he put out this tweet, and it said, good morning to everybody except for the guy that used to do my hair. Now, we don't know if that is Joe Smith that used to do his hair in 2001, or if it's Hair by Jay, but everybody assumed it was Hair by Jay, okay? So then 2 weeks later, Jeffree starts tagging Hair by Jay again, and everybody's defending him. And they're saying, well, these were pre-shot pictures and photo shoots, and of course he has to, give him credit. Those were the Jeffree Star stands that came out, who, if they were held as accountable as Jeffree Star, they look just as foolish too. So, then they're holding, they're saying, well, Jeffree Star, he did this photo shoot, and he has to give credit to, even though they're not friends anymore, he has to give Hair by Jay credit. Okay, fair. But then 2 weeks after that, and 2 weeks after that, and 2 weeks after that, we see all these pictures and videos, and Hair by Jay's back in Jeffree Star's world, and he's doing his hair again. The Jeffree Star stands, they don't say anything then, right? They're just like silent, okay? It's crickets over there in Jeffree Star stand-em world. Crickets, because they know, right? They know that Jeffree Star didn't fire Hair by Jay, even though they're like, hey, our Jeffree always does the right thing. Okay, but anyway, but that wasn't the truth, right? So then Trisha Paytas is really, really hurt by all this, okay? Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I mean, the stuff that Hair by Jay said was super cruel. The things that we know that Jeffree Star said was super cruel, right? Now, mind you, let's pause that and go forward to where Trisha Paytas is no longer holding the redemption arc, okay? In fact, Trisha Paytas at this point on YouTube is basically left with like... They're holding like this big turd and they think it's the redemption arc, but it's not, it's a big turd. But did you ever see the movie Adventures in Babysitting, okay? When that girl in the phone booth, she thinks it's a big cat, but it's actually a rat. That's kind of like Trisha Paytas is holding on to this big turd, you know, but thinks it's the redemption arc or something like that, okay? Nobody cares, see? They're just like, Trisha Paytas is holding the turd, but she don't even know it. She thinks she's holding this redemption arc, right? Okay. So then this is how, don't you love history lessons with Peter Monn? I mean, this drama class, this history lessons today. That's why they never asked me to teach history, right? So then Trisha Paytas, you know, now because people are like, oh, well, Trisha's the biggest liar in the entire world, and so that was probably all lies. Because Trisha can't, of course, have been telling the truth then, even though that they were actually holding a redemption arc. Now it's that Trisha Paytas lies about literally everything that comes out of their mouth, which maybe they do. I don't know, okay? So it's very confusing to me to even like hold one thought at a time. And the other thing is, there can't be two villains on YouTube at the same time. There can't be two bad people, okay? There can only be one bad person, right? So there can't be two bad people on YouTube. There can't actually be an entire community of people on YouTube that are money hungry, do not care about their audience whatsoever, and will do anything to save their careers, and are just genuinely not good people, right? We can't have a whole community of Gabby Hanna's and Trisha Paytas and all these kind of people out there, and Shane Dawson's and Jeffree Stars. It can only be one person at a time, right? That holds that title. So now, if you understand the world that we've created on YouTube, we have the one person that's holding the redemption arc, the one person over here that's the villain, and then the person with the turd. Okay, and Trisha Paytas has been the person with the turd for quite some time. So anyway, so this goes on, okay, and then flashback, now we're unpausing it and we're going back. And Trisha Paytas reaches out to Shane Dawson, you know, they're good Judy, and says, hey, like, I'm really hurt by all this stuff with Jeffree Star. And Shane Dawson's like, now wait, listen, girl, okay? Don't be asking to give up my cash cow, okay? Jeffree Star, listen. Okay, like, I overlooked a lot of things with Jeffree Star. I overlooked all the things from his past. I overlooked, allegedly, things he said around me. I overlooked a lot to do with Jeffree Star, okay, for that palette, okay? Now listen, girl, I love you. We've been friends. You've been problematic for a long time, but don't ask me to give up the cash cow, okay? It's not happening. I'm not giving up my cash cow, okay? Because Shane Dawson's like, he's not stupid, right? He's like, I got to pay for houses in Colorado and trips to Cabo San Lucas, and I don't want to work for a year. So, Trisha Paytas, Jeffree Star. Well, I mean, it's not really that deep, you know what I mean? So anyway, I mean, we never did say that Shane Dawson was somebody that had a lot of principles or integrity. I mean, you know what I mean? So, I'm just saying. Okay, so then what happens is, Trisha gets real mad. Then Ryland, because, well, Ryland just, I mean, he's basically scrapping at straws at this point, you know, to try to make this podcast work that I think he thought he was going to get, as the vlogger of the year, you know, I think he thought he was going to get 10 million views on a podcast, and he's not, and so he's basically, at this point, wants to have guests on there and all kinds of people, so he has Jeffree Star on there. Woo, all that, not a good move, okay. Well, I think this was before all that, so he has Jeffree Star on there, and now Trisha Paytas, she's had it, see? Because Jeffree Star and Trisha Paytas, Trisha's got the turd and Jeffree Star's the villain, is basically where it is, okay? So anyway, so Trisha's real upset and reaches out to Shane and says, like, hey, like, what's going on here, you know? And Shane's like, hey, don't you want to buy some of my slimes? No, but like, seriously, slimes. And she's like, forget about the slimes, like, aren't we friends? And he's like, but slimes. And she's like, no, but like, seriously, aren't we friends? And she's like, you know, or Trisha's like, you know, you have been my friend for all these years. Aren't you going to stand by me? Like, Jeffree Star has said really hurtful, cruel things to me. And Shane's like, slimes, like, merch and pallets. What are you talking about, Trisha? Slimes? You want I'll give you some slimes. I got slimes. Whoo, and I can't stop being friends with Jeffree, right? So that's when Trisha comes out, and it's a non-stop war against Shane Dawson at that point. 400 TikToks, tweets, talking about them on the Front of Me's podcast. I mean, Trisha comes out full blast and says everything that they possibly can say about Shane Dawson and Ryland, okay? I mean, said some really... Now, if I was going to pull up receipts, which I'm not going to, not today, but if you wanted me to act it out, my responses to reading these tweets was kind of like, and there she is, or there they are holding the big turd, you know. So anyway, okay. So they came out and they said all this horrible stuff about Shane Dawson and whatever. Okay. Now, in between, we have to remember what happened. Trisha Paytas had this huge falling out with Ethan Klein and Hila Klein of H3, and was done with the Frenemies podcast, and has now had this full, like, learning experience, see, where they've been doing a lot of work on themselves, and they don't want to talk about people anymore. Do you guys remember this? Now, this is kind of something that's interesting to me, because I haven't really heard a lot of other people talking about this. Trisha Paytas just came out not too long ago and said, I'm not talking about people anymore. Like, the new me, this is the new me, okay, for the day, I guess, I don't know. I'm putting the turd to the side, and I'm not going to talk about people anymore. I turned over a new leaf, I'm a new person, and, okay, but nobody forced Trisha to go into this live stream and talk about Shane Dawson, of which they had to have known that Trisha Paytas talking about Shane Dawson was going to inspire, motivate, and create 30 drama videos across the internet, and people were going to talk about the fact that Trisha Paytas, who had tried to cancel Shane Dawson, was now handing, not the turd. I don't know, maybe Trisha Paytas thought that they were handing the turd to Shane Dawson, but they weren't. They were handing a supposed redemption arc, see? Because Trisha, they had a small redemption arc in their pocket that they were trying to hand over. So anyway, it's confusing. But apparently in this live stream, Trisha said, hey. Yeah. Now, I'm not telling you to go fall in love or watch Shane Dawson's videos again, but if you want to, you can. And I believe that everybody gets second, third, fourth, ninth, 10th chances. Now, I have to tell you, as somebody that has said that in quite a few videos, that was interesting to me, because I do believe that. I do believe that people deserve second, third, fourth, ninth chances, okay? And I think we all grow. And I also think, okay, that your opinion can change at a moment's notice. Like, I can feel one way, and then somebody can present me with something else, which just happened a lot while I was watching these videos today, and all of a sudden, I feel a different way, okay, about things. And I'm like, oh, I get it, right? But I have to say that in knowing Trisha Paytas' history, and in watching the clip of this, and in watching how Trisha so horribly talked about Shane Dawson, okay, because here's how I am as a person, just so you know. Like, and maybe I haven't always been this way, but I would say in the last 2 to 3 years, this is something that I've really learned, that when I have a friendship that goes awry, or an ex-romantic partner, let's say, that I was with, or whatever, right? Like, I really wish them the best. I really genuinely do, because I feel like that energy comes back on me, and I just want to wish them all the best, and, you know, hope that they have the best life possible. I don't have a need to tell on someone today. I don't have a need to say, if you knew what I knew about this person, who cares, okay? We all at a time wanted to tell on somebody. If the world knew what this person did to me, if the world knew how horrible, blah, blow it out your ass, okay? We've all got somebody we want to tell on somebody about, you know? But I think that what Trisha realized is that their karmic energy had come to slap them in the turds, so to speak. Because Trisha posted this last night on their Instagram. I thought this was really interesting. Here it is. And it is about retrograde. Tonight, October 11th, Saturn retrograde ends. 111 portal opens. Tonight, October 11th, Saturn, the Lord of Karma, will finally end. What does this mean? Karmic debt has been restored and paid. See, Trisha, they're like, where's my redemption arc? Well, honey, it doesn't say that in here. It just says your karmic debt has been paid. This will bring us positive change, fast forward motion, growth, progress, and long-awaited improvements in love, relationships, career, and finances. Emotional triggers and challenges will be gone. Notice which important lessons you've learned. Old karmic energy is being released. And I think right there, when they read that one, they thought, oh, Lord, Shane Dawson's going to be the king of YouTube again, and that's going to leave me out in the cold with the turd, and I am scared to death, okay? Life will become easier now. Be grateful for every experience and keep a positive attitude. Tonight's 111 energy portal will rapidly manifest whatever we choose to focus on. Focus on your desires. And I think that we know that Trisha Paytas' desires are lots of money and attention. So I think Trisha's probably thinking, maybe I should have said those things about Shane Dawson. Oh my God, and everybody's got the clips of them and everything like that. And I'm still sitting there and I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, but didn't you just say a couple weeks ago you weren't going to talk about anybody, positively or negatively, at all? At all. You couldn't even hold to that for 2 weeks, gal, okay? You weren't going to talk about nobody going forward. Remember that? Because you had done it and it bit you in the ASS. Well, I think maybe they read the karmic thing a little bit too much and it scared them. And now Trisha's like, oh, Lord, Oh, Lord, all this karmic energy. Now I understand what was going on with Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna probably read that and thought, today's the day. I'm releasing my video. Is there ever any more videos coming out in that series? But anyway, no, I mean, basically, it's a very simple story. It's a fairy tale, honestly. It really is. It's a fairy tale of the wig maker and the wig maker, the spell maker, the turd and the redemption arc. I do, though. I think it's so interesting that Trisha Paytas is coming back now and saying, oh, I think everybody deserves it. Well, how did you feel about that? Does Trisha Paytas have a right to change her opinion? Absolutely, 100%. Does Trisha Paytas have a right to feel something different today? Yeah, 100%, okay? But you are that hurt, and this is the thing, right? If your opinion has changed, this is what kills me about this, right? Is that people are like, oh, well, Trisha's changed her mind. Trisha's changed her mind, on and on. Well, if Trisha changed their mind, right? Where's the apology? Where's the apology for saying, hey, you know what? Like, Shane, publicly, in this live stream that's only for members only, so that everybody will have to start buying my members only. Because, see, that's a marketing tool right there. If you really want to hear the good stuff, join the members only, and then you'll get the live streams with the members only. Anyway, I don't know where the apology is. It says, hey, Shane Dawson, I know I, said every horrible thing under the moon about you in the past, and I know I also said I wasn't going to talk about people again, but I am choosing to talk about you again today because I believe that you deserve the redemption arc, and you deserve to have, I guess, a ninth chance, because he's had many chances before, and he still hasn't understood it, you know, but I guess... you know, and he's still making jokes and kind of referencing the past, you know, in his even most current video of bad humor or jokes back in the past, which I don't know if those were jokes or if those were just, I don't know. I mean, there's some words that apply to those things that don't really imply jokes to me, but anyway, but, you know, if Trisha came out and said, you know, but anyway, for those things I said in the past, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said those things, and maybe they did in the live stream. I don't know. I only saw the clips, right? I doubt it, but anyway. Trisha, girl, you got to get rid of that turd. You do. You got to get rid of that turd, okay? It's like, do you remember that game that you play at, you remember it, people still play it every year, that game, the white elephant game, you know, at Christmas, where, everybody brings a present, and there's the one present that everybody wants, and there's the one present that nobody wants. Trisha Paytas is sitting at that game, and she's holding that turd, and don't nobody want it, okay? They're passing around that redemption arc, and Trisha's like, what can I do to make this be the finest turd in the entire world so that I can hand that off and get that redemption arc and be holding it last? But anyway, I don't know if that's going to happen. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.